All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever stood there looking out at a snowy, slushy mess and had that moment of panic wondering, which boots am I supposed to wear for this? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to settle that great winter footwear debate once and for all. This quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. So many of us use these terms like they're the same thing, but it turns out the difference isn't just semantics. It's about the entire purpose and design of the boot. So here's our game plan. We're going to tackle the myth, get to know each boot, put them in a head-to-head showdown, and then help you figure out which one is right for your specific winter mission. And stick around, because we'll finish with a strategy that might just solve all your problems. Okay, first up, the great boot myth. And listen, this is about way more than just using the right words. Picking the wrong boot can literally be the difference between having a great day and being cold, wet, and just plain miserable. It's all about being ready for what winter throws at you. And to put this in perspective, we're not talking about a pretty little dusting of snow here. In some parts of the country, winter means dealing with over 90 inches of snow a year. That's more than 7 feet of snow. When you're facing that kind of weather, your boots are your absolute first line of defense. So let's meet our first contender in the ring, the snow boots. I want you to think of this boot as the heavyweight champion of winter. It's the extreme weather specialist. This is not your casual everyday boot. This is a serious tool for serious conditions. And its whole mission is right there in the definition. The two phrases that really matter are maximum protection and extreme conditions. This is the boot you grab when winter isn't playing around. We're talking deep snow, ski trips, or when the temperature really starts to plummet. So what gives it these superpowers? Well, it's all in the design. Fully waterproof isn't a suggestion. It means nothing gets in, period. High levels of insulation trap your body heat to keep you warm. Those thick soles act like a barrier between you and the frozen ground. And the deep treads, they're designed to grip snow and ice so you don't slip. Plus, that taller height keeps the deep stuff from getting in over the top. And if you need cold, hard proof, here it is. Some of these boots are actually rated for temperatures as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not just a guideline. It's a performance guarantee. It's engineered to keep your feet safe in weather where frostbite is a very real danger. Now, let's meet the other boot for those other kinds of winter days, the winter boot. So if the snow boot is the specialist, the winter boot is the versatile, everyday generalist. It's the more agile sibling, built for the day-to-day grind of winter life. And again, the definition tells you everything you need to know. The keywords here are lighter, more stylish, and milder conditions. This is your go-to boot for running to the store, commuting on a cold day, or just navigating slushy city streets when you don't need all that heavy-duty armor. Okay, this is a huge point of confusion for a lot of people. The difference between waterproof and water-resistant. Waterproof, like in a snow boot, means a total seal. No water in, ever. But water-resistant? That means it can handle a splash, but if you stand in a slush puddle for 5 minutes waiting to cross the street, yeah, you're probably going to end up with wet socks. It's a critical difference. And when you look at its features, you can see it's all about versatility. They're lighter, which makes them way easier to walk or drive in. The insulation is moderate. It's enough to keep you warm, but not for a full-on blizzard. And you get this huge variety of styles because they're designed to actually look good with your everyday outfits. Okay, we've met them both. Now it's time for the main event. Let's put these two boots side by side and really break down the key differences. This is where that great winter myth really gets busted. I mean, when you lay it all out like this, the differences are just crystal clear. Look at insulation, high versus moderate. Waterproofing, a guaranteed always for the snow boot versus a maybe for the winter boot. And the weight, it's a huge difference. Heavier and bulkier versus lighter and more flexible. Their jobs are just in completely different worlds. One is for surviving a blizzard, the other's for surviving a Tuesday in January. So the big takeaway here is you gotta pick the right tool for the job. Let's move from just talking about them to actually putting this knowledge to use. It's time to think about your winter mission. Okay, pop quiz. Let's say you're packing for a ski trip. You're going to be walking through deep, fresh snow, and the temperatures are definitely dropping below freezing. Which boot are you grabbing? Yeah, it's got to be the snow boot. It's a no-brainer. This is the exact scenario that Specialist was built for. You absolutely need that guaranteed waterproofing and serious insulation. A winter boot just wouldn't stand a chance. All right, new mission. It's a regular afternoon, the streets are wet, they're slushy, but there's no major snow accumulation. You just gotta run to the store and back. Which pair do you put on? The winter boot, for sure. Trying to wear a big, bulky snow boot for this would just be total overkill. The winter boot is way more comfortable for walking on cleared sidewalks and for driving, but it still gives you all the protection you need from that nasty slush. And this brings us to our final section, and it's a little bit of a plot twist. After all this comparing and contrasting, maybe the question isn't which one should I get? Maybe the real answer is to think about a complete winter strategy. It really boils down to 3 big reasons why having both makes perfect sense. First, you're versatile. Winter is unpredictable, right? This way, you're ready for anything. Second, it's about comfort. You use the right boot for the job, so you're not clumping around in heavy boots when you don't have to. And finally, let's be real, style. Sometimes you want protection and fashion, and winter boots just have that sleeker look. And honestly, this quote from our source material just says it all. It totally reframes the debate. It stops being an either-or question and becomes a both-and solution. That way, you're prepared for the entire spectrum of winter. So there you have it. The myth is busted. The rules are clear. The next time you check the winter forecast, you'll know exactly what you need. The only question left is, now that you know, are your feet really ready for whatever winter decides to throw at them?